Chapter 3. The Pyre of Memory. The wind carried the acrid scent of ash and something deeper, a bitter perfume of ruin, as Reyna stepped through the crumbling gates of Viral Manor. Once her sanctuary, now a skeleton. Burned beams jutted skyward like broken ribs. The stone, scorched black, still wept soot. The vibrant garden she once tended with laughter and lazy mornings had withered into twisted stems, the soil beneath them cracked and smoldering. Every step crunched beneath her boots, shattered glass, fragments of bone, and brittle shards of memory. She stopped at the front steps. Something in the soot caught her eye. Color. A charred family portrait. Cracked, half-buried. Last Christmas. Callan's steady smile. Lyra in her red holiday dress, eyes wide with joy, frosting on her cheeks. And Reyna, radiant, laughing, blind to the coming storm. She knelt slowly. Her fingers brushed the ash from the frame, trembling. The heat from the fire still seemed to pulse from the picture. Then, with a sharp breath, she let it fall. The glass shattered. The silence screamed. The nursery was a grave. A warped crib hunched in the corner, bars twisted like a broken cage. A melted wooden horse slumped to the side. And beside it, Lyra's stuffed bear, half-burned, for gritty with soot. Reyna picked it up. It was warm, not from the fire, but from the memory. The bear's head lolled, one button eye missing, the other staring into an empty future. She held it, just for a moment, then set it down gently. No tears came. Her eyes, dry and burning, had nothing left to give. Grief had calcified into something harder, sharper. There was no room now for the soft grace of sorrow. The master bedroom still held its shape, a skeletal outline of intimacy. She sat on the edge of the burned bed frame, ash soaked through her clothes. Her fingers curled into what remained of the scorched blanket. Her breath trembled. If anything happens, Ray, there's a vault beneath the floorboards. Our future, it's there. Callan's voice, a ghost, whispering through the dust of memory. She dropped to her knees, tore at the floorboards with bleeding hands. Splinters sliced her palms. Wood groaned beneath her fury. Finally, it gave. A hidden iron lockbox, dark and solid. The virile crest etched into the seal, still whole. She opened it. Air escaped, stale, metallic, old. Inside, gold coins still gleaming. Letters of passage, thick with wax and promise. Maps, ancient and detailed. Escape routes and dreams. Deeds to properties long gone. And a journal, Callan's handwriting. Steady, familiar, quietly alive. At the bottom, wrapped in dark cloth, his saber. She unwrapped it slowly. The blade caught the dim light. Untouched, untarnished, alive. She lifted it. The hilt molded to her grip like it remembered her. Callan never said where it came from, only that it was special. And now it was hers. She stood, the weight of it reassuring. Steady, a new spine for her grief. She looked into the polished steel and saw a stranger. Eyes hollow but burning, hair matted with ash, face carved by grief, but unbroken. I'll rise, she whispered to the woman in the blade. I'll burn the world if I must. I'll find her. I'll make them pay. Everything would go. The virile name, the rings, the silverware, the titles. She would sell it all but the blade. By dusk, she stood on the cliffs above Port de Maya. Behind her, Viral Manor burned, this time by her hand. Not a tragedy, a funeral pyre, for everything she had loved, for the woman who once believed the world could be kind. The flames devoured her past, casting long, hungry shadows over the sea. Callan, Lyra, she whispered their names. A final spell,
A goodbye.
then turned her back to the blaze. At dawn, she walked barefoot down the cliff road. Her clothes were singed. Her hands bled. But she was alive and reborn. Not Lady Viral, not a widow, not a victim. Reyna Amara Delacruz. And soon, the world would remember her name. Author's notes. The fire has spoken. Reyna Amara Delacruz has risen from the ashes, not as a victim, but as a force of reckoning. This was more than grief. This was transformation. If you felt that burn in your chest, if her oath echoed somewhere deep inside you, you're not alone. Drop a comment. Share the moment that broke you. Follow Reyna's journey as she leaves the ruins behind and walks into a world that has no idea what's coming. Next chapter's coming, and it won't be gentle. Mini glossary. Viral Manor, Reyna's ancestral home. Once a sanctuary, now ashes. Port de Maya, coastal city where the tragedy unfolded. The saber, a mysterious weapon belonging to Callan, now Reyna's sole inheritance. Lockbox Vault, a hidden emergency stash left by Callan, containing money, escape papers, and secrets. Reyna Amara Delacruz, former noble, now forged in fire, walking a path of vengeance and reckoning.